Good morning, friends. How's it going? It's me, Rachel Teodoro at rachelteodoro.com. The dog always gets so excited when we do Facebook Lives and she thinks that she needs to be a part of it. So here she is. Except she's a little afraid of my my Roomba, who's coming in today to redock itself. Here, let me see if I can show you guys my Roomba. Where is it at? There it is, doing its work in the morning. We call her Rosie. She's fabulous. We love everything about her. I'm going to stop her, though, so that she can not disturb me right now. But I know a lot of people have asked me questions about my Rosie the Roomba. And we really do love her, especially with the big dog. It's really helpful to have her go off every morning at 8 a.m. and she cleans the floors and takes care of like all the dust and the fur balls that fly around. I do still have to vacuum. That is the question that I get. I do have to vacuum the whole house about once a week still, even with Rosie the Roomba going off every single day. And so, oh my gosh. You guys, this is life at my house. Give me a second. So we still have a landline, which is the other problem with doing Facebook Live sometimes, is that I get interrupted by the phone. And I can't stop the Facebook Live because it's Facebook Live. It's live. So I'm kind of a mess. I got the dog coming in here knocking over my tripod. I've got Rosie the Roomba coming in here vacuuming. I've got the phone ringing this morning. So this is real life. This is me. And speaking of real life, check out this little mark right there. That is also real life. Friday night I had to walk around with a Band-Aid on my forehead as it was bleeding. I really thought I was going to need stitches. So I had done a photo shoot here with some Southern Breeze sweet tea that I love, and had some of the stuff that I have up high on my refrigerator that I don't use very often, like serving platters and things like that, and I had it down for something, and so I put it back up again, and when I put the serving platter that was this wrought iron shelf, and it's got the 2 layers on it, you know, great for a dessert tray, but it's got those porcelain trays like inside of it. I put that back up on top of the refrigerator, and when I went to go make my son dinner before swimming, because he always eats before swimming, then he eats with us as a family afterwards, because he burns a lot of calories, I opened up the fridge door, and I didn't have it put back far enough, and so it came crashing down right on top of my head and hit here, and it fell onto the ground, and it completely shattered. And not only that, we were also having a thunderstorm with lightning and the whole 9 yards, and we just don't get a lot of thunderstorms out in the West, which is something that is kind of surprising for some of you Midwesterners or Southern people, because there's a lot of thunder and lightning, and that's totally normal, but we get a lot of rain. We just don't get rain like that. And so our dog was going crazy, and she ended up throwing up, working herself up so much. And so as I'm laying here with this thing on my head, standing up, making sure I didn't need stitches, walking around, I stepped in a pile of her vomit on the floor. So so really this whole thing where you get to see me being a mess, I'm pretty much a mess just like all the time. So so yeah, that's me. Welcome to Facebook Live and this week and my messes. So I am coming at you with my coffee chat. Remember my ombre mug I made last year? I still love these cups. My son came home from school in Texas and he said, "Mom, I really want a Yeti." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Like, Yetis are like $40 for these mugs that are so similar to this." I picked this up at Walmart and it was $10, and I think it's like a Bubba mug, I think is what it's called. It was like $10. I love these. They are like this double-walled insulated thing, and so I can keep this with my ice, and I put a little bit of ice, not even a lot of ice. I put a little bit of ice in it in the morning, and then it'll still have ice in it by tomorrow morning, like in 24 hours. I'm not kidding you. And so I can leave this in my hot car when I'm out running errands and things like that, and then come back, and it still has like ice in it. So like when you go on a beach vacation, this is perfect. I took this with us to Cancun last year, and it was like 95 degrees, and I would set it next to me at the, on the beach or wherever, and it actually kept your cold drinks cold. And not only that, it keeps your hot drinks hot for a really long time. So It's $10. It's Bubba Mug. And I think you get them, I mean, you can get them, not just I think. You can get them at Walmart. Sometimes you have to look in the sporting goods section, but I just made it with this, like I spray painted it and added that, added some glitter, spray glitter and stuff like that. So you can see, I use this almost every single day. So you can see how well this has held up over the years. So I've got the full tutorial on the blog if you want to make one of your own. But I really like them. We have probably 5 or 6 of them now and just kind of rotate through them and use them all the time. But what I am drinking is this. I don't think I've showed you this yet. I am obsessed with this. I probably should not be obsessed with this because it has 130 calories per 8 ounces. So, I mean, it could be worse, right? But this whole thing I'll probably drink in a couple of days, which is why it's worse, because I don't regulate myself very well. But I actually like this caramel macchiato. You can get this almost anywhere. I've been picking this up at like our Winco, our Walmart, our Target, whatever. It's not super cheap, but it's cheaper than buying a caramel macchiato at Starbucks. I think it's $4.59, $4.99 is usually what I pay for it. So again, not super cheap, but it's a good treat. I actually do like these better than the blended drinks, or not the blended drinks, but the caramel macchiato at Starbucks because I think it's not quite as sweet, but I think it's really good. And so anyway, this is my new indulgence. I'm drinking this constantly. If I run out, I'm like, ooh, I should go to the store and pick up more of this. And that's probably naughty and I shouldn't do that, but I absolutely love this. So if you have not tried these Starbucks drinks yet, give them a shot. See what you think. Give it a try. And that's what's going on with me today. I actually have a couple appointments today. Kind of post-accident stuff. It's been almost a year and a half after my car accident, but I'm still seeking treatment, so that kind of stinks. But that's kind of what my Wednesdays look like usually is me running errands and going to these appointments. And one of those appointments, or one of those errands, I am going to be taking my son's clothes that he has, I was going to say outgrown, but he actually shrunk. He lost weight when he went to college because there's girls at college. And so he is no longer a size medium, and he is a size small. And so all of his size mediums are too big for him, which is, I guess, great. I think if he had gotten the other way, maybe he had gained weight and like gotten bigger, maybe I wouldn't feel quite so, I guess, sad about it. I don't know. Now I'm just like, okay, well, he did it and that's it. And so now we just have to get rid of all his really nice clothes that he's outgrown. And I'm going to take them to our consignment shop. And actually, it's not a consignment shop. It's just they buy everything. And it's called Runway Exchange. And I don't know if they're all over the place or if it's just kind of local. But that's where I go and take most of the guys' clothes and the women's clothes, some of the women's clothes that we have to sell. And they will buy outright. So they'll just pay you cash when you sell their things. So I've been selling my own things lately on ThredUp. They'll send me a bag, and I actually did that this week. They'll send you a bag, you just load it up with your stuff, and then you mail it back. There's like nothing that you have to do. Everything is already prepackaged, and so you don't have to worry about any of that other stuff. So I only include the things that I really think, like the brands that they like. They really like J. Crew and like Madewell and, you know, the fancy, the nicer brands and things like that. And so I make sure I include a lot of those brands in there, and then I just send those back to ThredUp, and then ThredUp gives me a credit and in their store, and so then I can shop. So if I need something throughout the year, then I can just go ahead and shop on their credit, and so it works out really well for me because then I can just buy new clothes and kind of like an exchange type thing, and so I don't spend any money at ThredUp. So that's really nice. And so with this Runway Exchange or Plato's Closet, those are the two that I would go to with my son's things. Is they'll just give you cash, or they can give you a store credit. And the store credit's usually a little bit higher than what you would give. But when you're bringing in clothes to sell, you want to make sure that they don't have any stains on them, no holes. You want to make sure they're in pretty good shape. Like I used to, and this is crazy town, I used to iron my kids' clothes. So when I would take the kids' clothes in to sell at the consignment shop for the kids' stuff, I used to like steam them and iron them, and I would take like a whole day to do that. That is just crazy town to me. So now I don't really steam them and iron them and make them look nice and pressed. I just do my best. And if they don't want to take them, then it's not worth it for me. So then whatever doesn't get picked up today, whatever they decide that they don't want, then I am making a Goodwill run. So then I put all this together into one big thing. And so I just put them in the back of my car and go ahead, and that's part of my errands today. So it does take a little bit of time to sell. I try to go as soon as they're open because there's usually a line, a queue that they go through. And so like if they open at 11 o'clock and I'm there at 11 o'clock, I'm the first person in the queue that they go through the things. And so it makes it a huge difference for me and for the time that I wait that it takes for them to sort through and go through the clothes and decide what they want. And so that is how I sell grown-up clothes at consignment shops. And it's kind of similar if you're selling kids' clothes too. But I have a whole chapter actually in my book, the Ultimate Garage Sale Handbook. And there's my plug, my shameless plug for my ebook. But it has lots of information that goes beyond just even garage sales. It has information in there about selling at consignment shops and making money basically. And so especially when my kids were little, I really didn't pay any money for their clothes because kind of like the ThredUp thing is anything that I got and bought, then I would resell and then use that money then to purchase new clothes for them. And so it was kind of a cycle of just buying and selling and making money essentially. And so, and it's easy to make money even on used clothes. And then the kids use the used clothes and then I'm able to resell them when you know the proper brands and you know the brands that resell well. So, all right, there is my Facebook Live this morning. I started out a little bit of a mess and I moved on from my mess. I think you guys, I talked a little bit about my Netflix obsession, and I did want to share with you that I completely binged out on Anne with an E. Loved it. I think the last time I came to you on Facebook Live, I was telling you that I loved it. I had started it and was only like halfway in. I absolutely adored it. I finished it very, very quickly and really, really enjoyed it. And then went on to another show that I had started and didn't pay much attention to. I'm such a child of the 80s and 90s that I just like to have that background noise sometimes. So when I'm working or doing something, I'll just have something on in the background listening to it, and I'm not completely fully invested in it. And so I started Life in Pieces, and I didn't really super duper love it when I started it. But by the end, I wish that I had saved that as a show for my husband and I to watch together because I think that he would have really enjoyed it. I know that I really enjoyed it. And so there you go. If you haven't watched Life in Pieces, it's a fabulous, fabulous husband-wife show to watch together that's not super deep, that'll give you some good kind of just a good laugh in the summer, and it's not super inappropriate, so if kids are like walking in or out or whatever, they're not hearing really naughty bad words. And so I really liked it, and I'm going to have my husband kind of binge on it in a Zen so we can actually talk about it. So, all right, guys, that is it for this week. I am excited about coming at you next week. We've got a big garage sale, neighborhood garage sale this weekend. I'm actually going to with my kids. My son and my daughter are going to join me this weekend instead of doing it with friends. So I'm excited to spend some time with my kiddos this weekend. I got a few graduation parties and Father's Day, so it's kind of busy. So I'm excited. It's going to be a big weekend. And I am thankful for you guys and my readers who have stuck with me through this whole Facebook Live and all the craziness at the beginning. So have an awesome weekend, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.